Hello everybody, this is Oliver here, and we've got my perfect lineup, not quite perfect but you get the idea, of all the machinery here. People have asked for machinery tours, but I thought it's a nice day. I wanted to get the T20 out, give it a run, and make sure everything's alright after the rebuild. I think this video is probably going to go up before I finished uploading the rebuild series, but as you can see it works, so yeah, you know I'm not that useless yet. Yeah, they've lined this up from the little 16 horsepower wheel horse all the way up to the 80 horsepower 390 in a varying of ages. I originally just wanted to do from the T20 to the 390, but I thought I had the other two, so I'd line them up instead. Okay, this is my 1980s wheel horse C165, so single cylinder Kohler petrol engine, made in America. Quite sturdy little mowers. I use this one for pulling the firewood about. I bought it locally from my uncle's farm. His cowman used to use this for mowing his lawn. It had a deck. I took it off because, as you can see, we've got the contacts there for doing the mowing, and that paid for some of its initial cost. I got two second-hand headlights for it because the other ones were smashed. It's a little local machine. It's been through a lot of dealers by the looks of it, with all the stickers all over it. And well, it served me well. It's always started. Touch wood. It needs a little bit of love now. I'll have to do an oil change, and I think the fuel filter might need changing again. But overall it's done me perfectly well. I've showed it at the Somerset Vintage and Classic Tractor Show in the Bath and West Showground in January, which I would highly recommend going to. And well, to not make this video too stupidly long, I should probably stop this one here. But as you can see, wheel horse. It's got a fuel tank under the back. It's got a 8-speed or 6-speed manual transmission with 2 reverse, high-low. It's a good little engine in it. It pulls like anything. You'll slip the belt before the engine will still. Okay. Next in the lineup is a Countach C38H, the Honda engine, hydrostatic transmission that we bought. Dad bought not a couple years ago. It's probably 8 years ago or so now, to mow the yard with. Because we're getting grass around the edges, so we thought we might as well get something to cut it with. It's a good machine. I think it's late 90s, early 2000s, but I could be wrong on that. It's had a few new parts, new front tyre, new seat, and it will need a little bit of welding on the collector box, as it should look like that, and it looks like that. If I can get that in there, see it's cracked. And to control it, you've got this lever on the side you push forward and then in and then over, which is quite handy, but you need 3 hands to drive it, because you need one to move that backwards and forwards, one to steer, and one to lift that up and down for the collector box. So you get used to it, but it's a good little thing. Starts, but the choke lever, you've got to open the bonnet and push a little lever, because I don't think the choke linkage is set up correctly from the throttle. It's a good little mower, served us well. Okay, next up is my Ferguson TED20 1952, registered PYA 445, serial number 290363, with the 85mm petrol TVO engine. We've owned this tractor since the 80s, and my grandfather bought it with a Ferguson saw bench on the back for cutting up waste wood, when they had, all along that bank, used to be big elm trees, until Dutch elm disease came, and they needed something to cut them all up with. So what's the perfect idea for that? Buy a tractor. So they had a saw bench on it with a little belt pulley on the back. It's got a butler's light kit put on it from the previous owner, who used to use it with a saw bench, and they come off a Massey Ferguson digger. And yeah, it's got the original, or not original, I think it's second set or third set from new, of diamond Goodyears, traction shore grip, I think they are. Yeah, I've shown this one a good few times at the Somerset Classic Tractor Show, like the wheel horse, and it showed at the Royal Bath and West Show, and yesterday's farming. They're all local shows to me, but yesterday's farming show is probably about 40 minutes from me, and that's the furthest away this tractor has ever been from where it was new. Because it was new about 5-10 miles up the road, and has never left this area since. It's genuine 3 owners from new. It's obviously been painted once in its life, but I don't plan to. because I like its little character look. Like I've just done the head gasket on it, it's still not running perfectly, but it should be going right soon. Alright, now on to the Massey Fergusons. This is Massey Ferguson 35, built in 1962 with the serial number 248818. It's got the 87mm petrol TVO engine, and we've had to put a whole new front on this tractor. If you've seen my other videos, I've put a whole new side panels and base. That's the second-hand grille because the other one was split across here. It's obviously had a real smash on the front. As you can see, it's got loader brackets. The loader is over there in the yard, up against the silage bales. And that comes off in the summer, and in the winter it goes back on. In the summer we also put these narrow wheels on it for ridging up my potatoes, because I put a ridger on the back of it, Ferguson ridger, and then it keeps it so it doesn't trample any of the crop. It's the deluxe version. It's got the double clutch and the deluxe seat and the rev counter. All the gauges work, surprisingly. It's got a David Thomas roll bar, which we've taken the top off to get it in the low sheds with the help of a mini digger. Okay, well these are Standen rear wheels on it. Find the sticker. Standen row crop, model X10, to fit all the small tractors. Got these at a sale, quite good tread on them. And this tractor is in amazing original condition. Looking at the wings and anything. I think the dashboard's been painted in its life because there's a few runs on it. The rest of the tractor I'm pretty sure is original. Even with the amount of paint that's just on the engine block. It's got the Zenith 28G carburetor, which is the later version of the 24T, which is on the T20. And yeah, we've had a little bit of problems with it with the governor. It turns out the linkages just needed adjusting, and now it's probably my favourite little tractor here. It's brilliant in the winter because it always starts. It's petrol. A little bit expensive on fuel bills when you're doing a bit of field work with him, but he's brilliant. Okay, just to add, I forgot about this, it's probably quite important. 35, we are only the second owner from new. We bought it from the original owner's grandson in February 2018, where we did the work to it. It was in a bit of a state, but now it's all up together. The registration number is 918 LTA, and it's registered in Tiverton, brand new. Well, and it's 1962, so having a 87mm petrol engine is quite rare for that time. As this, at the time, you could have had the 3-cylinder Perkins engine, which overall was a much better engine for pulling. But if you needed it to start in the cold winters, this is the better engine. Next on this list is my neighbour's Massey Ferguson 168. This is 1972. If I can go around the back, you see the registration number, because I can't remember it off the top of my head. Yeah, MYC 87L, which was Somerset registration. Like the T20, this tractor hasn't been very far from when it was bought new, which is a farm in the village, or the next village over. It was bought new by that farmer, obviously in 1972, without the loader, we think, and a full flexi cab. And then it spent a fair bit of its life with a Mcconnell Ditch King on the back, digging in water pipes in the new fields they bought. Before then, I think it was the main tractor in their farm. You can tell it's a 168, as it has a 6-inch spacer here, whereas the 165 doesn't have, and it has the Perkins A4 236 engine, supplied new by Southwestern farmers. Same with the loader. The loader's slightly later than the tractor. It's a Massey Ferguson 80 with the quick connect ends. But I love this tractor. We might be able to buy it one day, but the owner's loves it too much. But I love it. It's a brilliant tractor. I've done a little bit of topping with it just to get it up to temperature because I had to service it. Done the oil filter and the oil on it. I'm waiting on the air filter and a few other parts for it. Be good to have that door, which I should be able to find one day. But overall it's a very nice tractor. It's been beat around a little bit in its earlier life, but that doesn't affect it. The engine is sweet as a nut, as you'll hear later on. Yeah, it's brilliant. Really like this tractor. Okay, last but not least is 1993 Massey Ferguson 390, 4-wheel drive, as you can see. We've owned this since it was nearly new. It's in 1995, we think. It registered as L91NYB, so it's a Somerset tractor, did O to the YB. It's got the 1212 shuttle transmission and a Highline Plus cab. It's had new rear tyres in the last year or so as the old ones split. It's had new front tyres 5 years ago or so. On the back of it is a Mcconnell Magnum 190 flail mower. This isn't really in this list as everything else hasn't got anything on the back, but this is what I'll be using in the next couple of days to do some paddock topping with. The flail mower is only 2018, so it's not very old. Supplied by local dealer James Hutchins Limited. But yeah, I really like this tractor. Is brilliant. It's only done 2,400 hours. The 168 has done 8,114, I think, and the 35-hour clock I don't think works. This tractor has been doing some building work when it was bought new with that 880 loader. Sorry for some wind noise if there is any now. But it's lovely to drive. Really light clutch on it. The shuttle transmission is excellent for loader work. But at the moment the owner hasn't got the battery for the 168, so I've got to keep swapping the battery between this and that. But it was fine just to get it out here. But if you were using them both, you'd have to have another battery for the 168. This tractor has got 540 to 1000 PTO, so to run the flail mower it needs 1000 RPM. This is just a singular Massey 45 kilogram weight, which the owner's yard for the 168 bought it for. It didn't fit, and he said I could have it for 390, and it looks quite good. I just need to get at least another one to make it look right. And yeah, this is a nice tractor. It hasn't got air conditioning, so you've got to open everything up, and as you can see the sunroof and the windows are open at the moment. It needs a new fan belt soon because the alternator slips when it's cold. But yeah, it's a very nice tractor. It starts most of the time when it's warm, most of the time when it's cold. It just sometimes needs a little bit of heat to get it going, because the engine in this is basically the same as in the 168, just slightly bored out. This is the Perkins A4.248, and that's the 236, so it's slightly bigger. Developing 80 horsepower, and that only has 69 horsepower. Right, let's get them all back inside. One down, 5 to go. And if you're worrying about that banging noise on the wheel horse, it needs a new bonnet rubber because that vibrates at certain revs. And then there were 5. You know when you're filming a video and your phone's only on 5%? Put the charger in your pocket. Perfect. So you turn the fuel on and then you pray. That's what you do with this tractor. Okay, you give it some throttle. Well, choke doesn't want to stay on. Just auto idle. This is wonder why I do that, but it empties the carburetor bowl, so if the float sticks or anything, then it won't flood itself. At least that's what I've been told. Headlight just turn up a little bit. This is what I'm working on at the moment, and getting the fork ready for the 35, and that's a load of 168 bits that needs to go back. Okay, onwards. Okay, I wish I'd park them close to the gate now. We'll walk all the way across the field, get the tractor and come back. The evolution of Massey Ferguson in 3 tractors. Excellent. With the revs. Choke. I think the battery needs charging on this one. It's a bit sluggish to start. Second gear. Would help if I took the heart. Handbrake on, and my new little spring, you just hit it and the handbrake goes on. Alright, now for the 168. It's quite interesting when you look at the 2 back ends of these tractors, because they're almost exactly the same. Look at that there, how the pickup hitch goes and the arms and everything. And then look at that. Apart from the hook ends and the spool valves, that's about it. It's almost exactly the same. Shows Massey, once they had something good, they kept it. Now, can I hold my phone and get on here? Yes, yes I can, and turn and I'm in. Without unplugging my phone. So I said 8,114 hours, and that works, so I know they're genuine. Right, out of here. Handbrake. See, she just purrs, it's amazing. Up. This is the 8-speed gearbox, so it's 1 in reverse, 2 is over there, then 3, then 4. It's slightly confusing if you're even driving as a 35. Yeah, let's get this one inside. See, she's just purring away. Brilliant. And stop right behind the Massey 70 Mower, which is sort of this tractor we used to pitch off. That was seasoned, but lower that down. Perfect oil pressure, charging the battery when it's ready. Now I've got to take the battery off and put on the 390. So that'll be fun. Battery panel off. All the fixings up there. I'm going to get the battery out. And battery. Battery connected. Because it's heavy, so I don't do it with my hand. Shut that. And done. Stop in. Perfect. Good. Might as well leave this one outside because I'm going in it later. and I'll just leave this here. Just to response control a little bit, that doesn't go down very far. Handbrake on, out of gear. Good. Alright, well, that'll conclude this video. Thank you very much for watching. There should be a video about silaging either just, or moving the silage bales either just uploaded or uploading soon. I've got a lot of videos made, especially it's about 8 for the T20. I think I've uploaded 3 of them as recording this. But yeah, there'll be a few videos to come. I did do a load on chain harrowing and rolling, but they were a little bit boring and they took forever to edit, so I don't think I'm going to bother putting them up. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching again. Bye.